This is Tori Trades, 645,000 subscribers, and a 6-page checklist that ends with one line. Now that you have a profitable strategy. So we coded it. Every rule exactly as she wrote it. Then we ran it on 5 years of data. Here is the grade. Before the how, here's what 5 years showed. For 2 years, her strategy actually made money. Then it broke and gave it all back over the next 3. The overall edge, a coin flip. The worst stretch, 9 losses in a row. By the end, you will know exactly why it worked, why it stopped, and whether that C is fair. First, the strategy itself in 60 seconds. Her strategy is one idea. Draw a trend line. A line that connects the swing highs in a downtrend or the swing lows in an uptrend. She wants an A+ line, at least 3 touches into it, 6 or more candles apart, drawn over more than 3 weeks, and not too steep. When a 4-hour candle finally closes through that line, you enter, betting the trend just changed. Your stop sits on the opposite line, what she calls the safety line. Your target is the nearest level where price reacted before, as long as it pays at least 2 to 1. No indicators. 1 attempt per line. That is the whole thing. We grade every strategy on the same 5 things. Edge, does it actually make money? Robustness, does it hold up across the years or just one lucky run? Survivability, could a real person sit through the losing streaks? Teachability, could we even code it without guessing? And claims, do the public numbers check out? Computed, not vibes. Let us run the tape. 5 years of Nasdaq. Her rules fired 1,063 trendline break setups. Trading them one at a time, the way a person actually would, that is 87 trades. The win rate, 39.7%. The expectancy, minus 0.01 R per trade. That is not a typo. It is essentially 0. A coin flip that slowly bleeds the cost of trading. Profit factor, 0.97. Over 5 years, net negative. Edge grade, C. But the average hides the story. Watch it year by year. 2021, plus 0.41 R a trade, a 56% win rate. 2022, still green, plus 0.19. Then it turns. 2023 goes flat. 2024 loses 0.3 R a trade. 2025 keeps bleeding. She made it all back to the market and then some. Here's why. Her rules kept calling trend changes, and a trend change usually means a short. In 2024, her rules took 159 short setups and lost about half an R on each one. The method kept shorting the top of a market that just would not stop going up. Could you have actually traded this? Across those 87 trades, the worst losing streak was 9 in a row. The deepest drawdown was about 12.5 R. Picture risking 1% a trade and watching 9 straight losses while you wait for the line to break your way. Most people quit there. The strategy is survivable on paper. In a real account with real emotions, 9 in a row is where accounts get blown by override. Survivability grade, C. Here's the uncomfortable part. Her checklist is one of the clearer ones out there. But to actually code it, we still had to make 5 judgment calls she leaves to your eye. What counts as not too steep? How close is a touch? How to draw the line that catches the most wicks? Where exactly the safety line sits? Which level counts as the target? 5 gaps. Every one of them is a place where 2 honest traders get 2 different results. That is the difference between a checklist and a system. Teachability grade, D. What about the money? Her own videos claim big numbers like $90,000 in 4 trades, and an independent reviewer, Trader Nick, actually pulled her broker statements and confirmed consistent profitability, including a $30,000 platinum trade. We are not disputing $1 of it, but those are her trades on platinum, with her sizing and her discretion. That is a different thing from the mechanical rules on a checklist. Our test grades the rules. Her account is her account. Claims, neutral, C. Now, one fair objection before we tally the grade. Tori trades platinum and crude, not the Nasdaq. So why did we test the Nasdaq? Two reasons. We could not find 5 years of platinum data anywhere, and her own checklist lists an index too, the Dow, and she says over and over that this method works on any market that she switches around. So we did the only honest thing. We ran her exact rules on 5 years of Nasdaq, the cleanest data we have. Same rules, a market she says they fit. We tested the method, not her bank account. Added up. Edge C, robustness C, survivability C, teachability D, claims neutral. Final grade, C. Here is the honest read. This is not a scam. The discipline she preaches is real and it matters. But the mechanical edge on 5 years of Nasdaq is not there. It made money while the market trended and gave it back when the market would not cooperate. She says it works on anything. On the Nasdaq, the data says barely, and only when the wind is at your back. The trend line is a great teaching tool. It is not, by itself, an edge. So the obvious question, what about platinum, the market she actually trades? That is exactly what we test next. 5 years of platinum, her same rules, to see if the grade holds. The index keeps growing, so subscribe and we will see you there. We test. You decide.